like past Jason
10
was
minutes.
here, he
10
would
minutes to go.
yeah, he would disagree with a lot of stuff
Ito na
Man,
kami,
that
eh.
I'm gonna say. But
second
I
back
think
day ko
compared to the
bukas.
intentionality
Oo
that
nga
we
pala.
Uy, congrats,
try and
congrats.
Malaman
sometimes
kung
exhibit,
matindi yung
know
side
we should
effects ng
have about
Pfizer.
building
Ah,
teams and how
Good
important
luck.
teams are.
meron yan, konti
Back
lang
then, it
siguro.
was almost
Sana.
just
Sa akin
this,
wala naman masyado. Inantok lang ako.
snowball that was rolling downhill of people who,
Feeling
liked
ko
our
kulang yung
games and
dose sa
came to the
akin eh.
company, and then it
Hindi
started
Wala
to
mo
grow
eh.
a little
nag-circulate sa buong
faster,
katawan
and
ko eh.
Kaya hindi ka
it was
tinamaan
just a bunch of
masyado.
people trying to do their best, trying to
Mm.
recreate the feelings that they had, when they played games. And you can get pretty far on passion and talent, but it sometimes makes
Ay na,
things
Ellie,
really,
basahin mo.
really hard when you're not being thoughtful about the organization of the team, the design of
Tayo
the
na, I want
product relative
Sabaton
to the
bathwater,
resources and time
puta.
you have. And yeah, it made Halo 2 super challenging for a bunch
Inan
of
to mga
reasons.
to.
But
I wanna drink
yeah,
Sabaton
I don't know.
slime.
I guess that's yeah. And past Jason would
Ugh.
tell me like, "You're an idiot. We were thinking about all that stuff. You just had to learn." But like when I look back, like he wasn't
Basahin
thinking about that
natin.
stuff. You know.
What was he thinking about?
I mean, he was just thinking about the game. But I mean, I don't know. I always think. I mean, I think my past self is like not really that sharp because I mean, every year we've learned so much. I feel, and so I look back and I think that that guy must be an idiot because look at all the stuff I learned just this year on Halo 1. Like I didn't know anything, but I go back and yeah, I found one of the notebooks from Halo 1. Like that guy wasn't an idiot. Like I mean, there's stuff that he didn't know, but there's a lot of like super interesting exploration and thought and like possibilities that didn't end up in the game in there. And
Oh.
yeah, so I don't know what to make of that because I feel like I've learned so much, but when I go back, I'm sort of like blown away by what was happening in my mind. Yeah.
So
It's
ano,
pretty
parang
embarrassing
against
when I think
siya
about
sa
like I think about my
idea
life
ng...
in terms of decades and like what are like the big lessons from the decades. And as
Mhm.
when I like articulate one of the like
Parang
a
against
lesson
siya
from my
dun sa
studies is like
idea
so
ng
embarrassing. Give me one from yours.
magre-revive.
Oh man. I mean, I really started. I
Ah,
started Destiny 1
yun
not
nga eh.
Parang
understanding
hindi siya happy
the
na
value of
nare-revive.
having
Kaya nga tingin ko yung ano to eh,
at least
POV ni
somebody on the
Sakathun to eh.
on the team
Someone
who
else
Na
cares
knows.
more than anybody else
meron na siya,
about
na nandun na siya
what
kasama
the team
natin.
is missing, what the team isn't admitting, who on
Nanonood
the
ng
team isn't
Crucible.
talking to
Oo
each
nga.
other, where on the team is our dreams
Kasi
incompatible
daw,
with the calendar, or our dreams
I do not
incompatible
I
join
am
them.
among
Tinan
those.
mo
dreams incompatible
this
with the
form
hardware
affords me some
that we need to run
dignities.
on.
So, ibig sabihin,
Osiris,
somewhere
diba?
But I
mataas siya.
saw
Oh.
production as a calendar
I
and a
am among
schedule.
those assembled to witness their
And
training.
it's
Pwedeng
true that a
si...
schedule is
Shucks.
a thing that you use to sort
Pwede
of
ba si
test
Shucks?
Hindi, to witness lang eh.
people's
Ay,
understanding of reality
true ka dyan.
in the sense of, can the things we want to do fit in the time that we think
But
we
I do not
have,
deep.
and how are we
Kasi
Ah,
working
si
against that?
Osiris, ang
But I
tagal
saw
niyang
it as like an
exiled eh.
end in itself, and of course it irritated me, and I, didn't pay attention to it.
Pero
But
nagbalik
God,
na siya eh.
embracing all
Totoo.
that
Ito
stuff is a
yatang
thing that
lore
maybe
tab
Bago
na
na
to.
to.
Tignan mo
front and
yung
center in
entry. Season of the
anything that I
Chosen
do.
lang.
Yeah,
Bago
Andyan na
na
si
to.
Osiris
future.
niyan.
Bumalik na siya
I
niyan.
think it's making sure everyone on the team has an objective understanding of reality and doing
Sa itong
anything we
linya na
can
to, they were so
to fix it
optimistic
when that
about
wasn't true.
us.
I didn't understand that
Oh my
when I
gosh.
started Destiny 1.
Lalo yung huli.
Destiny 1
Each
Kaya nga
revival
eh,
is
is
a
a
choice.
choice.
I know what to do.
So what I want to talk about now is
Oh my gosh.
where computers are heading. Where's it going?
Tapos, ito pa, their ignorance of their true
AI is gonna
enemy
be
is
the thing that
overwhelming.
displaces
They cannot
mobile.
even
Like,
put a
I'm
name to it.
so sure of that.
Di
I'm
ba?
so sure
No,
we're
kaya
all gonna be
natukoy
wearing
niya dyan.
glasses.
Ano ba yung alam
And
natin na
all the
hindi man lang natin
TVs are gonna go in a
mapangalanan?
landfill. All those
Darkness.
companies are gonna go out of business. All the
Darkness.
cracks
Or
in
the
our ceiling are
traveler.
gonna get fixed in our glasses.
Ignorant
Like,
daw
so
tayo
many
na siya
people
yung
are gonna
true
end up with
enemy kung
virtual
ano
heads
man
So
and
yun.
malamang
windows out to
kakampi
the
natin siya
Taj
kung
Mahal
ignorant
or
tayong
the
siya yung true enemy.
Eiffel Tower, and maybe it'll be
So, alam
maybe
eh.
it'll be 20 years. Like I think it's gonna be a
Ghost
lot sooner
natin.
than that, and
Kaya
I
ghost
think
lang
it's
yung
gonna be
tawag
really
natin.
interesting. And when it happens,
Eh,
like the
may name
reason
naman
that
yung
you're
mga
gonna
ghost.
know it's gonna take over the whole
Tayo lang
world,
wala
and
eh.
everybody's gonna laugh at it. Like everybody's gonna think it's
Bagay.
ridiculous. When the iPhone,
Each revival
came
is a
out, the stuff
choice.
people were saying to like
Choice
not
ng ghost
admit that
natin
they
na
were
i-revive tayo.
holding like a
Feeling ko yung light itself,
chunk of
like
the
in
sun in their
Traveler?
hands that was going to change the world. Like the stuff
I
people
don't
said was
know. Wala.
ridiculous. And people are
I
going
I
to do
look
that
up into the
again. The
blank
other interesting
white
thing about
face. I feel
AR
it's
is if you
light
have
on my
AR, you have to
cheeks.
have
It no longer
local
burns
compute.
me.
No longer
because you need
burns me.
high
So, ibig
frame
sabihin,
rate, you need to
dati
be able to
siyang
render all kinds
nababurn
of
ng
crazy
light, ngayon
stuff,
hindi
Oo.
na.
Yun
there.
So,
nga.
pwede
With,
talagang si
within
Sabaton
2
to
feet
na
of
Baka
your
yung
body.
chance.
nagkunwaring ibang
Yeah, which
tao.
means
Oh,
I
di
think
ba,
that
no naman siya
all
to
the cloud
wear
computing stuff totally going to
audiovisual skin.
happen, absolutely going to be a thing.
Mm.
But we're not going to
Pero,
transition fully to
Sabaton, di ba
thin client.
siya si
But yeah,
Shibu
those
Arat?
might be
Hindi
my
Oh, yung
magkapatid
kapatid
sila.
niya.
Hindi,
Magkapatid
kapatid
sila.
niya yan.
never goes
Kapatid.
away.
Ano nga yung isang
AR
pangalan ni Sabaton?
displaces
Kalimutan ko na.
mobile. Like
Hindi ko na malala yung old
100%.
names nila
So,
Eh,
long enough
oo, hindi ko
horizon.
na rin maalala eh.
How are we gonna get ready?
Shivo Arat din, yan na yung
Yeah,
bago
yeah.
niyang
Yung bago
pangalan.
na,
Eh.
pati
Shiro
si-
yata at
Yeah.
Shiro.
So it's
Oo.
I
Si
mean, it's a great
Sabaton ay
question.
si... Di ko na alam.
I think
Baka
at the end,
Hawig din ng
nag-week
Sabaton
we
yan.
already are. Like I don't think what's going to
Satona.
happen is
Sa
Sa
Sona.
there's going to be a
Yun.
whole new slew of games that can only happen in AR. I mean, there's definitely going to be some, but I think in a lot of cases, what's going to happen is people are going to, throw away their TV and have a way bigger TV, or they're going to go to a
Deception.
totally virtual space that has a bigger, screen, and they might play some
3 minutes.
tabletop or strategy games
Well, 3:45.
in a different way. But I think people are always going to be playing first-person shooters, with some kind of input device on like a virtual, window in their visual field. And so I think a bunch of the stuff that we're great at doesn't, get tipped over by this.
Thing we're great at. All right, so let's go all the way back. Bungie games. Someday. Not
The
company's still there.
ignorance of
It's-
their
but I think a lot about my
Meron
life
ganung
through the
link,
lens of
diba?
what would go on my tombstone.
Mm.
Which do.
No,
No, no, no.
stream.
I think it's
3 minutes
so,
and
I think it's like
15.
completely busted. I don't think it's like a thing a normal
Come
like,
on,
reasonably
bilis.
sane human
Daldal
being
na
would
ito
do.
eh.
But I think it's a simple way of summarizing your
Feeling ko importante
existence, and
silang
it's the
tao, pero
acknowledgement
lalaki
that
pa kaya
these
this
existences
time eh.
sometimes come to an end.
Ako rin eh.
The question I want to ask is about Bungie's epitaph. What is that simple distillation of what Bungie is? The tombstone-worthy distillation.
I was on the 271 coming back across the bridge home, one night on the bus, and
Kuha lang
these two
tubig.
guys
Bilis, ako
in
may
front of
bawal
me
eh.
were talking, at first about college. Like they were older, but they'd obviously like gone to college together, and I think they worked together. And at some point, they started talking about Halo, and I think it was Halo 2 for them. And they weren't really talking about how much Halo meant to them. They were talking about, and they weren't really talking about how much they meant to each other, but that's what they were doing, is they were sharing those stories of, where they were and what they were doing and how they were feeling. And, that moment, that's like still keeping me going. I mean, that might fuel me for the rest of my life. And it's not the only time that's happened, but you get a few of those, and, that's all I want. It's just people sharing memories in an experience that, wouldn't have existed without, you bleeding buckets of blood into the, whatever code or design or something like that. That's what, two people having an experience that they wouldn't have had, if you hadn't created, what you created. Like that's, I don't know. That's what matters. That's what matters to me.
We're done.
Yan.
Ayun, we're done.
We're done.
We're just going right into like the trailer, huh?
Yeah, I've been busy.
This is what I brought you here to see.
1 minute.
1 minute.
This is just a tool.
It's an ice tornado, dude.
That was the sickest thing I've ever seen.
I'm in space! It's freaking Aldrin!
Bow.
What the heck? Yun din reaction ko sa Dead Man's Tale. What the heck?
Kawawa niya si Katabasis, no?
Grabe.
We are enough!
Get niya, yung baby fallen.
May plushie, no?
I'm gonna shoot you with 6 anarchies. You're gonna sprint at that Gorgon. Run, run. Godspeed, little doodle. Run, run.
Ay, nasi Sweatcicle na lang natira sa Clan Redeem.
7, 6, 5,
Oh shit, here we go.
3, 2, 1.
Welcome, Guardians. This year, we're celebrating our journey with you, whether you joined us 30 years ago or if it just started today. This game is in our blood. The
Gusto
Destiny
ko to si
team
Justin
is full
Truman.
of Destiny fans.
Sino siya dun?
Folks who came here.
Yung kalbo,
Nasa
nagagalingan
kanan.
ako sa kanya mag-present
Folks
eh.
who log out from work in the evening and log in to play with their clan.
Kay dad ko
The
si
team we have
Bungie.
today is
Oh my
committed
God.
to relentlessly upgrading this game that we all love. We aren't happy with just another mission. Instead, we want to push the limit of quality you can expect in an action MMO with uniquely Destiny experiences like Expunge and Presage. We are committed to delivering the best mission content that
Si
you
Queen,
can
no?
play in any game with a friend and having the best feeling
Awit
action
niya nga.
game, period.
Iniisip ko mo yun, may
And this
kapwa
shows
to.
through in the passion that we see for Destiny 2. Since we declared independence 2 years ago, the Destiny community has grown by over 20 million new players.
Really?
And it continues to grow faster than we ever could have predicted. We're grateful to be a part of this amazing growing community that you all have created. You represent Destiny. You help make it better every year, and you are so welcoming and supportive of every new Guardian that sets foot in
Sigap.
power.
And only a handful of us are going to be out there
Patutito
today. Most of them are in
Nasa
their
work
homes,
ka.
at their desks, working hard to bring the
Alam
next
na.
part of Destiny to life. It's a huge honor representing such an incredible team and introducing the next chapter of Destiny 2. So, without further ado,
Ayan na, ayan na.
this is the Witch Queen.
Come on, come on, come on, come on. Oh shit.
Sa Venus ba to? Sa Earth.
Venus.
Truth is a funny thing. Does it live in the world or in the mind? Is it constant? Or can it be bent? Who decides what is true? In this universe of light and dark, there is no greater power. Tell me, little lights. What is your truth now?
What?
Look!
What?
May sarili na silang ghost.
Kaya nga eh, nare-revive na rin sila.
Holy shit.
Evening the odds.
Gago. Ginagamit na rin nila yung light.
Holy shit. Kita mo yun? Solar Arc tsaka
Yeah,
Void,
Void.
na hive?
Yeah.
Oh my god, James.
Holy
Stop
shit.
is serious. I think she's the most dangerous villain we faced yet.
7 years we've been building up to this moment, and she is finally stepping into the spotlight and showing us who she really is. What we know about light and darkness
Okay,
is proven to be
mag-aalkansya na
way
ako
more
para dyan.
complex than what we previously thought. There are so many lies,
Dude,
truths,
wait
and
lang.
revelations that we're
Ano?
going to get to in the Witch Queen and the
Na-harvest
year
na rin
leading up
ng
to
light?
it. I
Nagamit-
mean, we're paying off these narrative threads that go all the way back to Destiny's origins, and we're supporting it with the best content that Destiny has to offer.
Definitely. And we've got a lot
Remember,
of
it no
awesome
longer
content to
burns
show
me.
today. Let's start with the most mysterious destination yet.
Savathun's Throne World. This is an uncharted wonderland of secrets and lies. It's this place that she's created in her own image, this surreal and majestic light-blessed world. She has this castle that she rules from.
Or
It
a
overlooks
Leviathan.
this dark, swampy underbelly with this lone pyramid ship out there.
Parang
It's the
ano,
future world she wanted to
Dreadnought.
create, built atop the
Oo nga,
darkness
no?
that she left
Taken
behind.
King vibes.
And Throne Worlds, they're a deep part of Destiny lore. Powerful entities create these pocket universes, and when we're there, we have to play by their rules.
But now, our own light powers are being used against us. I mean, she has this whole army of hive that
Nag-start
she's
na ba?
ascended to the light and brought along with her. These
No,
are
I
Hive
missed
Guardians,
it.
and they are the backbone of her new army.
I recorded it for
We've
you,
talked a
don't
lot.
worry.
Let's show a little.
Hive
Let's take the
Guardian.
first ever look at the Witch Queen gameplay.
Oh my gosh.
Savathun, the Witch Queen. Hive
the
god
link,
of cunning and lies. After the death of her brother Oryx, Savathun went into hiding. Not out of fear, of course, but out of strategy. In her greatest trick
Wala bang
yet,
naka-live dyan?
stealing our most sacred resource.
Wala.
Nasa Twitch nila.
The one thing we thought she could never touch. The light.
I'm...
Oh my god. It's actually stressing me out. May super yung Hive.
Ano yun, spear?
Oo,
Oo, bago.
Oo nga, no?
May spear siya, oh.
I cannot wait just to reach out and just crush a Hive Ghost in my hand.
Yeah, I mean, we've been defined by the light for so long.
22.
This is uncharted territory for us. I mean, we're in strange new places. Like, the throne world, it's haunting,
Order ko na
but
yan.
it's gorgeous.
It's beautiful. There's a lot to love. There's a few things we saw in the trailer that we haven't talked about yet.
Savathun and her Lucent Brood. This is the biggest threat Guardians have faced yet, so we need to find new weapons to match their power. The Glaive. I love this thing. It's brutal and elegant. It's this new energy weapon with melee abilities, mid-range projectiles, and defensive capabilities.
Glaive.
It's our first ever first-person melee weapon, and it is
Gun blade.
such an awesome tool for the battlefield.
No one.
The Glaive feels so good. Just jump in and unleash these brutal melee combos and transition right to an energy blast.
Diba? Parang Bungie.
It's really powerful and has a lot of utility.
So, we've told you about what the Glaive can do. Now let's talk about how you're gonna get your hands on one. These weapons don't come out of chests at the end of missions, and you're not gonna find one roaming around the throne world. Your first Glaive is not going to be found. It's going to be built.
Yes, weapon crafting is coming to Destiny 2.
Oh gosh.
Now, chasing weapons has been an integral part of the Destiny Pursuit game since the beginning. And over the years, we've added more deterministic paths to get the rolls we want on guns. Big things like Umbral Engrams and the Raid Chest.
Weapon crafting unlocks the freedom to choose all that and more. It gives us ultimate control over the guns. Now, this is a combat-focused crafting and progression system. That means the more you use these weapons, the more objectives you complete with them, the more you'll level them up, and the more powerful they grow over time. And at launch, here's the awesome thing. You'll be able to craft all Throne World weapons, new raid weapons, and the seasonal weapons. There's just a ton of stuff to do in this system. And the Witch Queen is just the beginning of weapon crafting. We have plans to add more craftable weapons, both legacy and new, throughout the year.
We've seen and we've talked about a lot of really cool features, but let's get right into the meat of it. Let's talk about the Witch Queen campaign.
I love campaigns. They've always been a cornerstone of the Destiny experience. They're rich, deep stories interwoven with big combat sequences and memorable characters. They take us to remote worlds in our ever-changing universe. And so we're putting extra care into the campaign for the Witch Queen. We want you to feel those goosebumps when you step onto the throne world for the first time and come face to face with Hive Guardians.
I cannot.
And every one of the missions has its own unique fantasy. Like, what does it feel like to storm a castle or just go straight into the depths of hell?
If you like games with standalone campaigns like Doom, Titanfall 2, God of War, and Halo, then the Witch Queen is for you.
The Witch Queen is for me, guys. It's for me.
So, in addition to our classic normal mode, Legendary is our tougher, aspirational version of the campaign, where the enemies hit harder and respawning is heavily restricted. So every battle is a gut punch. Every boss is a worthy adversary. It's gonna hurt. You might tap out, But if you persist and you get to the end, your time will be well rewarded.
Whether you want to play solo or with a fire team, the difficulty will scale based on how many people you bring. Before we go, one last trip down memory lane. I remember camping out the Predator for Destiny 1 because I just had to have the Ghost. To me, it was like the symbol of destiny. And if you care about that stuff like me, you're going to want to get your hands on the Collector's Edition because you're going to get a Hive Buddy to go up on the shelf with it.
Oh, Ellie, pang display mo.
No, yes. Why you do this to me, Bungie? Look, gagong ganda.
Teka, napapanood ba ni Gus? Ni Gab?
Wow, that was so cool.
Oh,
I'm so excited for this one. And that's not even everything that's in there, too.
I know. Those are the hero items, and they're, I think, one of the best ones that we've ever done.
Ganda.
Collector's editions have always been like this really perfect jumping point to enter the worlds that we build. And actually lifting like in-world objects and putting them in players' hands is it's just a good feeling.
We don't just put random items. Everything in there means something, and it helps push the narrative. And there might be some puzzles to unlock in there as well.
So at this point, you can see Savathun has been one of our greatest threats, operating behind the scenes for years.
You may have heard of her brother, the Taken King, but Savathun is the most dangerous being we've ever faced. She's cunning, elusive, she works in the shadows, so in a way, Savathun is new to all of us.
Exactly, and now it's time to finally see this legend reveal herself and change the Destiny universe forever.
But when we talk about the overarching story of Destiny, we don't just mean the plot lines or characters that feature release to release.
Narrative is a guiding force in Destiny, and we're calling on its rich history of world building, bringing that to the forefront and growing it in a bold new direction. So when you join the game today, you'll experience an immediate call to action alongside millions of your fellow Guardians.
During this past year, we watched the results of your actions play out across Destiny's seasonal releases. You've redeemed old foes, brought former enemies to the bargaining table, learned that there's always more than one side to every story, and built alliances no one ever thought possible.
And on the largest scale, you'll experience a vast, living, interconnected world of stories that's striving to a greater end.
We need you, Guardian.
You'll experience this alongside a massive community of Guardians, release after release, together. This is our universe's cosmic purpose. This 10-year journey we've been on since Destiny 1, it's drawing to its dramatic conclusion. The Light and Darkness saga will end. But make no mistake, Destiny 2 will not. We're building not so much to an ending, but more to this transformative moment for Destiny 2's future.
Last year, we announced the Witch Queen and the following expansion, Lightfall.
And now we're excited to announce the release after Lightfall, the final chapter in the Light and Darkness saga, Destiny 2, the final shape. It's going to be one wild, continuous ride.
Yes, and that ride starts with Season of the Lost. Not only
Jay,
is it
shape.
the prologue to the Witch Queen, it's your first opportunity to interact with
sa lore
Savathun.
tabs nun.
But rather than spoil it for you, why don't we take a look?
If we are to survive the coming storm, the tower and the dreaming city must stand united. We are surrounded. A ring
Uy.
of spears pointing inward from the
Mara.
edges of our
Mara
system.
waifu.
Back. The Tale of Two Queens.
The Witch Queen is no less dangerous now than she has ever been. We must uncover whatever secrets she knows with the time that we have. Relight the pathways of the Ascendant Plane and guide my people back to me.
Look at that.
There is a malevolent force at work in this plane, Guardian.
Uy, babalik tayong
Gandang
Dreaming
Shattered
City.
Throne.
Favorite ko talaga yun eh.
Okay. Trace, oh.
Your knack for violence is needed.
Parang barrel sa Metro Exodus yun ah.
Steampunk.
Perhaps with them, I can save us all.
Oh. Paano yun? Hindi na pala kilala ni Uldren si Mara. Awkward.
Live na nga agad, oh. August. Ang haba, 6 months.
Dedicated to creating an evolving,
Ito na yung huling season before Witch Queen.
At the center of the action. We're reaching the end of one journey and the beginning of another.
The days of Destiny's
Beyond
biggest
Light,
story
mag-sale ka
moments
na.
happening in lore pages is long gone. I mean, Mara's return has been hinted at forever, and now it's happening in a season. One of the changes I'm most excited about are the updates to the light subclasses every season in Year 5 of Destiny 2. We're adding aspects and fragments similar to Stasis. We'll be starting with the Void subclass update that goes live alongside the Witch Queen. But the Witch Queen is only the beginning of what's to come, and Season of the Lost is the prologue to that story. It starts off with Marasov's return to the Dreaming City, and with her return, all the awoken technology comes alive.
But the Hive God of War, Xivu Arath, has reemerged and has Guardians and Mara in her sights. Guardians must forge a path through the Ascendant Plane to save Mara's lost coven of witches before Xivu Arath can reach them. And to aid you in this task, you'll have the Wayfinder's Compass.
The time is at hand. The beacons shine bright and the ley lines are set in place.
It's an ancient awoken artifact that gives the wielder the power to uncover pathways, secrets, and treasures within the Ascendant Plane.
There's a plethora of new weapons coming, including a suite of legendary stasis guns that will stop your enemies cold.
The armor makes you feel like you're a member of Queen Mara's court.
And no season is complete without new exotics, and Season of the Lost features one once intended for Uldren. Let's take a moment to talk about Trials. So Trials of Osiris is the endgame aspirational PvP activity and more popular than ever. Two of the biggest asks from our community have been adding anti-cheat and adding matchmaking. In Season of the Lost, we're doing both.
We've partnered with BattleEye to soft launch the anti-cheat software when Trials goes live on September 10th. Also, you'll be able to matchmake with groups of players to form fire teams or solo queue by yourself. And we've remixed how rewards are distributed to give all players the opportunity to earn some of the best weapons and coolest armor in the game.
That's right. We're shifting away from winning matches as a primary way to earn loot, and instead, winning individual rounds and completing matches will allow you to earn some rewards. But Going Flawless hasn't changed. So if you want to flex those PvP skills, the Flawless Chest will still be the only place to earn in-depth Trials weapons and unique cosmetics. All right, so the next chapter in Destiny begins right after this stream with Season of the Lost. Return to the Dreaming City with Marasov and learn the mystic art of wayfinding.
I'm so excited. Cosplay is going live today.
And today is your first opportunity to jump into Destiny with friends on any platform from all over the world, playing together.
Yes! Yes! Ay. Kaitad ko nga ang Bungie, what the hell?
Wow, 1991.
Teka, so mukhang mali tayo kay Osiris, no?
Oo nga eh. Oh, you're welcome.
Hello.
It's my first vlog. That's my first team.
As a company that prides itself on taking care of its employees and their significant others and their communities and those who are in need, it's pretty devastating as we look at the racism in America. And our intention is to do better and to leave the world in a better place. We want to be a part of that social change. Fuck racism.
We don't just stop with the games that we make, but we really utilize the successes that we've seen to be able to give back in an even greater capacity that spans beyond just the gaming industry.
Bungie Foundation, thank you.
Pressing button. We're live!
Destiny servers are live. This adventure has begun. It's awesome to have you here.
Bigla naging feels ah.
Oo nga eh, parang yung heart ko.
From hype to feels.
Kaya nga eh.
This game is gonna single-handedly destroy my social life, and I can't wait.
All right, Guardian. Time to kick him where it hurts.
Oh, it's good. Ay, si Kate. Diyos ko, maiyak ako pag nakita ko si Kate.
Eh no, bye.
Oh.
Galahorn.
This is great. Anyone want a hug? Hugs? No? No hugs.
How do you follow that? Wow, 30 years. And I remember when Halo first launched, and my friends and I completed the entire campaign in a single epic play session. And as the credits rolled, I knew that Bungie had transformed console gaming forever, and that I would be a lifelong fan.
Yeah, it changed how we played games too. I remember getting together with friends for Halo weekend LAN parties. We had so much fun. And 30 years of Bungie games is something special. It's something worth celebrating together. So we're gonna have a party in Destiny 2.
Starting this December, we are launching the Bungie 30th Anniversary Celebration in Destiny 2. Free for all players, the 30th Anniversary Celebration will offer a new 6-player matchmade activity, secrets to unravel, and rewards that commemorate our long and storied history together.
And that's just the beginning. In addition to the free event, players can also purchase the Bungie 30th Anniversary Pack that includes a new treasure-themed 3-player dungeon set on the Cosmodrome within the fabled Loot Cave. Players will plunder its depths to discover an exciting new Thorm-inspired armor set and fan-favorite Destiny 1 weapons like Iron Luna and Thousand Yard Stare. It even has the Claymore sword for the
ganda.
Purchasing the pack unlocks a range of awesome Bungie-themed armor ornaments and cosmetics to collect, including ornament sets inspired by the Bungie 30th Anniversary Celebration and Marathon. But the dungeon holds one more secret. The crown jewel of its weaponry is a Destiny 1 classic. Galahorn is making its long-awaited debut in Destiny 2.
We're going to take its iconic status to the next level. Gally has been
So, this December, join your friends and collect exclusive rewards for the Bungie 30th Anniversary Celebration.
But the party isn't only happening in Destiny 2.
Siguro first 2 weeks, then in there.
Carefully adjusted
More
daw.
on that soon.
And that's not all. Here's a look at some of the incredible loot we've made over the years and a sneak peek of what's coming up.
My nerves.
Oh my god, meron akong sapatos ng Destiny.
Wow, I can't believe we're celebrating
Meron
Bungie's
ako ng
30th
boot.
anniversary.
30 years.
It's incredible.
Di ba si
I mean,
Zayden?
look, think of all the games and products that have come out over these years.
Yeah,
Meron ako
start
nung
Operation
Shadow
Desert Storm,
King na boots.
Pathways into Darkness, Marathon, Myth, Oni, Halo, and Destiny. 7 years of Destiny. It's an amazing journey.
So excited. You know, we have a lot of really cool stuff coming up and a lot of other things in the works, of course, as always. But
Yeah.
I mean, what do we
Celestial
have? We
Knight,
have
Hoppo.
the Fallen Captain statue, which is incredible.
And then we have the helmet, the Celestial Knight
That thing
helmet.
is so cool.
Yeah. And my favorite, the Arcadia jump ship.
Yeah, I get goosebumps just thinking about that. You know, it really gives me that nostalgia from Destiny 1. And so I think it's a great way that we're going to
Ship ni
celebrate
Carlo.
not only Bungie's 30-year heritage,
Ay,
but
sorry.
the 7-year.
Kasi nasadya tumawag.
Ang unang-una, no?
And it definitely gives you the feel.
Gusto ko yung Ace of Spades.
Ayun, nakita yung ship mo.
Ayan o, Palladium.
ko. Hindi na default yun.
Ay. Wala ko default. Wait.
lalabas silang bagong sapatos.
Thank you
Ayan,
for being on
mukhang
this journey with us.
Mag-a-up
Review mo
ulit
ulit
sila.
This year or 30 years ago.
We've just started talking about the Witch Queen today. You've got our first
Uy,
peek at
patapos
weapon
na yung
crafting,
break ko.
our definitively Destiny campaign, the glaive, and a year
Okay lang
full
yan.
CR
of
ka muna,
updates
Gab.
to all our light-based
Takbo ka
set
muna sa
classes.
CR.
All of this and more
Tago
is
ka
coming
dun.
alongside Savathun's long-awaited
Dalhin ko yung
arrival
laptop ko.
front and center of the Destiny universe.
Masakit chan
The
mo.
Witch Queen marks an acceleration in our story, heading towards the conclusion of the Light and Dark saga, and we're so excited for everyone to join us on this epic adventure in The Witch Queen, Lightfall, The Final Shape, and beyond.
And the Witch Queen's going to kick off another amazing year of Destiny with 4 great seasons packed with all of the narrative, events, and rewards that you've come to expect from us. But there's even more coming next year than just our new seasons. The deluxe edition of the Witch Queen will also include 2 brand new dungeons to be released in 2022. And we're also going to be remastering another classic Destiny 1 raid and releasing it free for all players.
Shit, may
Going
paywall.
forward, starting this December with our 30th anniversary event, there will be a new piece of raid or dungeon content in the game
Nandun na yung
every 3
map eh.
months.
Ginagamit na natin yung map eh.
In 2022, we will also be adding legacy rotations for raids and dungeons, meaning every week there will be new ways to earn rewards in both the latest and greatest
Kaya na.
content and raids and dungeons from the past. If you love amazing in-game content, we want to prove that no other game offers more quality and more variety than Destiny 2.
We hope that you've
Kasi
enjoyed a
Freddie
look in the future
Mercury
of
nabuhay
Destiny 2.
na naman, ah.
Witch Queen pre-orders are available
Kaya nga
wherever
eh.
you play
Tama
Destiny.
ka eh.
Crossplay is live on all devices, and Season of the Lost kicks off today.
No Salt is
See you
coming
in-game.
back. Tara, lagi na tayo.
Mamaya ka pa makakapasok niyan.
Oo nga, malamang queue yan. My God.
Ano yung paywall sa dungeons?
Sa deluxe edition.
Oo, feeling ko may bagong dungeon.
Deluxe edition lang yung may access sa dungeons?
Dalawa daw. May dalawa daw silang ilalabas na extra.
Ay, nang bulok.
Idi-deluxe ko na.
The Witch Queen
Pero ang angas nito, putik.
she has ever been.
Sir, kung nasistress ako dun sa idea na may SS
Oo,
yung
oo.
mga hype.
Prepare for what is inevitably to come.
Galit si Petra kay Aldrin.
Sabay nag-bit connect yung isang hive, oh.
Ubus.
Nakakaloka. You're welcome, Bungie, by the way. Just so you know.
Wala pa sa store yung mga ano.
That's it?
Okay.
It's time to
Wala
log
pa sa
in.
store.
Makakabukas.
Nakapag-backday. Mag-uwi.
Worth it yung ano ko, 1 hour annual leave. Worth it.
1 hour. Putik.
Pinagbigyan
Meron
ako.
pa raw silang ibabalik na na classic Destiny
I
1
know.
raid.
Ano kaya yun?
Kingsfall na yan. Kingsfall na yan. Kingsfall.
Siya, that's it.
Alright, sige.
Yun,
Bukas.
Thank you, Bungie.
Bukas.
Lalagyan na ako.
Silip nga ulit.